Hello and welcome to another fantastic, amazing, spectacular, stupendous. Do you have more words to use? It doesn't matter. Welcome to another episode of High Talks where we're on a higher level, like Katsila.
That was so good. Toby's really been throwing some good ones at me recently, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm amazing with hairline jokes. I can
No,
teach
no,
you
no,
guys.
no,
The
no,
course
no. We
starts
didn't
at
say amazing.
1,500 per lesson.
Helpyourhairline.com, is that what it is?
No, that's a separate company, Hairline Insurance Incorporated, where we ensure your hairlines don't reach the shore.
But let's get one thing straight, yeah. Toby's not incredible with these jokes, yeah. Out of the 1,000 that he says per day, one is good, yeah.
I guess that's the only thing Kat can keep straight because you can't keep her hairline straight. Anyways, today we're talking about another case.
Can I pull back that throw, yeah? Quick time, just.
And we're not talking about Kat's hairline this time. Another domestic abuser. Well, apparently 2 domestic abusers. We don't know. Well, we do know.
Yeah, okay, cool.
So we're starting off today. We're talking about everyone's seen this, the Amber Heard Johnny Depp case. As you probably know, Johnny Depp took Amber Heard to court for defamation because she wrote a op-ed in some shitty American newspaper, whatever, about domestic abuse, and he's suing her, saying that it was cap and that it was malicious, and she's counter-suing, saying that one of his lawyers saying that she defamed him was defaming her, which is weird. And then the verdict came out that after 3 weeks or so of court case and trials and cross-examination, it's been very funny. I don't know how much of it you watched.
I didn't watch that much of the case, which I'm very upset about. Like, can I watch it on demand?
Yeah, you can still watch it.
Yeah, I really want to go back and watch it like Love Island. Do you know what I mean? Like, I really want to get into it and watch, every episode. I don't know what you're gonna call it.
Yeah, basically episodes.
Yeah, because
I'm sure Netflix will make a series.
Yeah, I just think oh my god, this is gonna be so interesting, and just to see the manipulation at work and the acting skills.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure both sides had a bit of acting. Like Johnny Depp's just played the cool, collected, present kind of acting, and he was kind of like open about his shit. Well, Amber Heard just wouldn't make any concessions. So therefore she'll lie about things that were obviously lies, which made just everything she said feel like it wasn't true, in my opinion. But I feel a lot of people kind of agree with that. Like, she was just lying so much that you couldn't trust anything she said, even if it was true. And then the evidence seemed to support Johnny Depp more than Amber Heard, kind of thing. Yeah, it's quite an interesting case, but it's hard because you haven't, what do you know about it? Or what
honestly, I hardly know anything. Like, all I know is the nuts and bolts of why, obviously their relationship, the kind of weird, abusive, power dynamic between the two. Obviously rumors about Amber Heard kind of just overplaying or making up and just hyperbolizing the whole situation, but then at the same time, and from the court case, really I have barely seen anything. I've just seen clips. I've just seen memes, really. So I don't have that much of an educated opinion on this, but one thing I would say is that the clips that I have seen, hilarious. I cannot believe it. Amazing. I wish I had seen an equal amount of Johnny's to Amber's, but I've definitely seen more of Amber's, naturally. But no, not impressed.
Yeah.
Not impressed at all.
I guess, I don't want to be tell you what to think, so I'll just say what my thoughts are on the thing, and when you do your own research, you could draw your own conclusions. But I feel like the whole story with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard has gained a lot of attention from people, and some people are why does it matter? Why are people paying so much attention to it? And that's fair enough, but at the same time, I feel people are kind of tired of being pulled which way about which new crisis to worry about, kind of thing. And you know, a little bit of fun doesn't hurt. Plus, there is some significance to this case because Johnny Depp's career was destroyed from it. Like, this guy was everywhere. Like, he was famous. You know, you knew him as Scissorhand, Jack Sparrow. He was in like the Harry Potter series. They had the spin-off series of Harry Potter with Mr. Fantastic Beast or something like that. He was playing the villain or whatever.
It's just Fantastic Beast.
I don't know what's called. But he was going to do a comeback.
Fantastic Mr. Fox. That's what you're
I don't know. Fantastic something. Fantastic Four. Fantastic Harry. I don't go for. But yeah, he was doing good. And then all of a sudden, he just seemed to drop from the face of the earth. And this was because of the allegations she made against him of him like being a wife beater. And then the media jumped on it because this was around the time of the Me Too as well. So, you know, they were just happy to get a story of, you know, man abusing his wife without actually doing the actual journalism of fact checking to make sure that this is real, you know, that the allegations that Amber Heard is saying are valid without doing that research. So then they start writing that this guy is a wife beater. It was everywhere, basically. Hollywood locked him off without doing further research. The news were talking about it without doing further research. And then Amber Heard was doing speeches at like feminist events about being a victim of domestic abuse and blah, 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 blah. And like, I feel like Amber Heard kind of symbolized the extreme side of the Me Too movement. Of like, you know, there was a part of it of people like, yes, I went on a date with a guy and I didn't like the guy, therefore I was I was sexually assaulted. Like, there was just extremes of that, and I feel she symbolized that. So part of the jubilation around this case is kind of like people happy to see a backlash to that extreme, if that makes sense. Because the media brought so much attention, they didn't do research, they were just like, yep, she says it is true.
I think that the correlation between... I completely agree with you. I think this is probably the most prevalent point that we can take from this case, is that, like, the damage that you can make by... And let's be real, yeah? We're talking about two famous people. Like, it doesn't really... Their level of you know, damage is different to ours. Like, that, like, you know, that... They could... You know, they're still okay. Do you know what I mean? These court the money that they're spending on this court case and stuff is not a dent to them, or things like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, if someone really wanted to fight this case and it was a normal person, like, it would create a lot more hardship for them. Yeah, they wouldn't be able to. And but yeah, like, I think the most important thing is about, like, you cannot use the court's need to side with women in these kinds of cases to your advantage like that. Like, there's no... You are a bad person if you do that. Do you know what I mean? Like, it is scum of the earth kind of stuff. And I'm not exactly saying that Amber Heard has done that. I don't think she's fully lied, but...
No, I think she has fully
lied. Like, everything she said is a lie.
Not everything.
That's what I'm saying. Like, fully... no, she's definitely something that she said is fully a lie.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. But not every... I don't think everything she said is a lie.
Yeah, I just think she's definitely hyperbolized it, which in itself is a lie. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're going to exaggerate the situation, you're in court. You've sworn under oath. Like, you're meant to say the truth. But I think that the correlation between that and the Me Too movement is a little bit too close. Like, I wouldn't go to say that. Like, yeah, I'm sure.
I wouldn't say throw everything in the Me Too, but I think there was a point with the Me Too movement where it started to become a bit ridiculous, and then it started to have like unrealistic expectations of men. I didn't really bring men into discussion, and therefore it left room for things like what happened to Johnny Depp, basically, where it's like we don't even want to hear Johnny Depp's side because he's a man, and we don't want men in this discussion. So that's where the Me Too was.
The Me Too, like, I just think it's very dangerous putting those two things together, because the Me Too movement is off the back of women not, like, you know, it's like it's the complete opposite, where like, because in this case we're talking about a man who has been lied up against, and no one's believing them, whereas the Me Too movement is literally about women not being believed or not coming to light and stuff like that. So I think it's just very dangerous to put those two things.
But I think the narrative the Me Too movement pushed was dangerous too, And that's what I'm saying. There's a
I don't,
backlash.
but it's not the Me Too movement. It's people who use the Me Too movement for their benefit. Do you know what I mean?
That's the problem with so much of these movements nowadays. They get the extremes factions, and they never counter argument them. So then that extreme faction becomes that part of the movement.
Yeah, but that's because like I don't like the essence of a movement and how people use that movement are two different things. Do you know what I mean? Like the movement started off the back of finally someone felt confident enough to speak on their truth.
Yeah.
And like that is very valid.
Yeah.
And that is the Me Too movement. Like let's not taint the movement based off of bad people's actions.
I'm not saying I'm not doing that. I'm saying the movement itself, the people that then got involved, jumped into the movement, that were embraced in the movement.
Yeah, fucked it. But do you know what I mean? Like what a shame
to
talk about. But that's what I'm saying. Like I think like let's not devalue what the Me Too movement did based off of some people who jumped the boat.
It did get some bad people locked away, destroyed bad people, and that's good. But then it's just for me personally, I'm attacking the narratives. There's negative narratives within it. Like there was a narrative of believe all women, which I wouldn't say is a good narrative. Why would we?
No, not at all.
It's very silly. No, we can't believe all women.
That's what I'm saying. Like these narratives, I just really I think you should make the distinction between like the Me Too narrative is about saying me too. Like this happened to me, it happened to me, it happened to me, it happened to me. If that story changes of what happened to you, do you know what I mean? Then this is now, you know, it's not an abuse of power. You guys are talking about something completely different. You do not align with the movement. You are not part of this movement. Do you know what I mean? You're just trying to cling on to it.
Yeah.
Bro, allow it. Go get your own movement.
I wish people in the movement said what you're saying. Yeah,
but I'm sure there are people who say that. But obviously these kinds of stories, that's what I'm saying. Like I do think, like I agree with you. I just think that I want people to be aware, like just the distinction is there. Like we're not saying that the Me Too movement has now become defaced and it was a very important movement and it did a lot. And the thing is that when movements like that happen, it opens the discussion. When you open a discussion, you are going to get the two extremes. So of course, like off the back of that, you are going to see that side. That's what happens when movements happen. And the more that it grows, like you are going to get people who are going to kind of change it a little bit. But you cannot forget the essence of it, because this is where, for example, like feminism now, people love to say like I'm not a feminist, I don't agree with it, based on the belief of some people who identify as a feminist but don't hold the same beliefs as what the core feminist would believe in. Do you know what I mean? And that's a shame. Like we need to what's the word, protect. We need to protect what these things are and drive the true narrative, because otherwise like it will get lost and it will just be forgotten about in a moment in history. Like we can't just allow these things to not like stay what they are. That's what I think. But I do agree. I do think that people definitely used it to their
and for me specifically in the Me Too, the one thing that came from it that I thought was the believe all women thing, I think that part of it was the most toxic bit.
Awful,
because yes, I understand throughout history we've ignored when women came out and spoke up about their sexual abuse, and we didn't give enough weight to what they're saying, and didn't investigate enough. That is true. But I think an overcorrection of like then we just believe every accusation is as bad as that extreme as well, kind of thing. And
100%.
And that narrative as well, I just want to say to those people right now, like, oh no, but we have to believe all women. That same mentality is what lynched black people, like is what lynched black men. A white woman making the accusation, and without evidence, without any justice system, everyone believed it, and this person was lynched. So if you want that narrative, then you do want to go back to that same kind of thinking. And I don't have words for you. I can't make any other argument for you why believe all women is a stupid idea. We believe the facts and evidence.
Believe all of one group is always stupid. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. If it's believe all men, for me, I'll still have the same thing of that's fucking stupid.
It's so stupid. Like.
So we have to.
We're all individuals.
Like we have to believe the evidence, and I guess with things like rape and sexual assault, it's hard to provide that evidence because the courts believe beyond a reasonable doubt that this person is guilty to prosecute them. So it does make it difficult, but at the same time we can't go off any other thing. I call it justice. So it's challenging. It's a challenging area, but again, extremes don't fix those problems. They just cause other problems. With the case of Johnny Depp, he seemed to have the evidence was on his side, and we have to believe the evidence. I don't like what Amber Heard's lawyer was saying after the case. She was like how like the jury made the wrong decision basically, and because they saw memes or whatever, and that's why they made their verdict. And basically she was just like the jury was wrong, and and that she said about she brought up the case that Johnny Depp had in the UK,
Yeah.
where she said that Amber Heard won, which is false. Amber Heard didn't win that case. The Sun won that case. She was third party to that case, which means Johnny Depp wasn't going against her. Johnny Depp was going against the Sun. She was just someone, involved in that case that, So they didn't win that case. And also there was evidence in that case that was dismissed by the judge that other people, other lawyers, legal experts argue should have been involved in that case to, as character references for Amber Heard, how believable is she in this case? Because, what she said in her argument was, given merit towards Johnny Depp losing that case. It's quite interesting. Like, this whole thing has got me more into law and how the legal system works in the UK and in America. And plus, in the UK case, it wasn't a jury. It wasn't a jury of peers. It was a judge. It was just one guy who made the verdict, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, the lawyer, and then Amber Heard's coming out saying that she doesn't know how the jury came to the decision despite her testimony and evidence, and it's like, bitch, you lied. That's so you just lied so much. You're like, there was one bit was just like, why are you even? One thing that was weird, she'll always look at the jury when asked the question, and like, so imagine you tell me that 1 + 1 is 2, yeah, then she'll look at the jury. 1 + 1, if put together, might equal 2, but if you add another one, that's 3. Then do you know what I mean? And the jury's just like, what's this? And then she'll do her whole GCSE. This is GCSE drama acting. If you went to school in UK, you did drama. This is when you do crime thing. But people are like, to make someone that's a victim of domestic abuse testify is wrong and and I'm like, well, how else can we do justice? I just like, some people are arguing as if we should do justice like they do in Nigeria. Like in Nigeria,
how do they do in Nigeria?
They call it jungle justice there, which is like, okay, this guy stole. Do you have evidence? What's evidence? Put the tire on him, light him on fire. Justice. That's how people are arguing they want to do justice. And I'm like, that's not justice. People do need to testify. You do have to I get that could be hard for real domestic abuse victim. She doesn't really seem to be a real one based on the evidence. But I get that would be hard, but they'll still have to be done. Like, sometimes the discussion should be focused on education.
She is a domestic abuse victim. Let's remember. No, come on. At least to a certain degree.
I looked through it. I was trying to see her side. The only instance that I saw that seemed to have evidence that Johnny Depp did physically assault her in a way was him headbutting her, and I think there was text messages to confirm it. I didn't.
At what point in an argument do you go, like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm going to hell. But like, fucking hell, man. What the? No, but I'm sure, didn't he chuck something and it landed close to her? That's still abuse.
It seems violence, when he got angry, violence. A lot of the time he'll just smash things.
Yeah, but that's domestic violence.
Well, he didn't smash her, do you get me?
Yeah, but that's domestic violence. Someone throwing something near you is domestic abuse.
I guess you could argue that, yeah.
It is classified by law as domestic abuse.
Okay, fair enough. But there's evidence of her throwing a bottle at
yeah,
him
no, don't get
with
me
some
wrong.
of these fingers. Like,
but yeah,
there's evidence that she abused
I heard
him.
about that, but that's mad. How do you
Abused him
sever?
as well.
How did she do that?
So if anything, they abused each other. Do you get what I mean?
How did she sever a finger?
Like apparently she threw the bottle and the way it hit was like
just off.
Yeah.
Damn. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So it seems like a mutual thing. And if you look at the tapes, I don't know why these motherfuckers be taping each other in arguments, but there's times where
what?
Yeah, there's a tape where Johnny Depp is like basically like, I'm gonna leave. Like, well, she was like, why do you keep leaving when we have arguments? You need to stay. And then he's like, well, cause you punched me. And then she's like, I didn't punch you. I hit you. I'm like, huh? But that doesn't sound like a domestic abuse victim to me. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Yeah. Like, if the person who's the domestic abuser is trying to...
it could be even in that respect.
But if the person that is said to be the domestic abuser, that you're scared for your life when they get angry, is saying that, like, and you're saying to them, why do you keep leaving in a situation? It's a bit questionable. Like, that doesn't look like they're the domestic abuser. It looks like you are, because you're the one...
He's leaving the situation.
Yeah, like, which is what a healthy person...
After you hit him, like...
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So it's... Yeah, but it's a sticky one. It is I think both sides must have done something.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And it's hard to really tell because who was actually worse in the relationship. It looks like Amber Heard, but we actually might not fully know.
And also, like, let's remember that probably the most difficult thing to show in court would be like mental abuse.
Yeah, that is another thing.
Manipulation. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of things. I have done some stuff that like is so out of character. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, I walk away like I'm still guilty to this day. Like, I cannot believe I've done that. Like, but really, if I went into the nuts and bolts of it, I was probably, manipulated into that situation. Do you know what I mean? Like, I did something that was out of character because of like the influences that were around me, the language that someone was using that put me into that state which normally I would never be in. Because so it is definitely, I mean, because I don't know that much about it, like I can never say who, and from what everyone else has said, I do feel like there's a very big like general consensus that both of them have done stuff wrong. Like, let's not, and a lot of people have said like, this case is just interesting because, well, no, luck that is maybe not so interesting because, like, look at these two rich people discussing this. As I said, like, you have the privilege to go through something like this where a lot of people are going through worse and can't escape it. But because of these, like, grey areas, like, you're going to flesh out this money, broadcast, all of this to have a little, sort out your domestics. Like...
Yeah,
it's a bit, and at the same time, if we're going to take the examples that we've discussed, I don't know what extent it's gone to, but throwing stuff, all of this, I'm not saying that it's a healthy relationship, but it's in a lot of relationships. You know what I mean? At some point in your relationship, you've probably gotten pissed off enough to do something along those lines, and maybe you regret it. Maybe it was a one-time thing, close case or whatever, but, you're in courts, bro. Like, people that you've taken up judges, jury's time, that could have been on something like it's interesting. It's definitely a privilege to be able to do that. So
you're right.
Yeah,
I think another thing for me it brought out is that I feel like we should talk more about how women abuse as well. That it is a thing for women to abuse men, and I think women's abuse can actually could be more psychological as well, because I feel women are more social in that, like, socially intelligent to be able to abuse someone in that way. But
that's what the book that Ivan gave me, The Essential Difference by, I'm sorry I don't remember his name, but Sacha Baron Cohen's brother, Daniel Baron Cohen or something like that. No. But they talk about that, like how it's all about like how female minds are like more angled towards like, just empathy and social like interaction, being able to understand someone and, easing them into doing something, manipulating them really, like, and then men are more like action based or more systematic, more just focused on logic and things like that, which is it backs up what you're saying, because I do think women have a very special skill of...
I remember in school, like how can I explain it? The girls that bullied people didn't hit them. It was like the things they'll say about them. It was it was like the things they'll say to other people. It was
so cruel.
yeah,
Women are so cruel.
And that way, in a way, could be seen as worse. Do you know what I mean? Like the bully that punched you, you got your punch and you're done with. But I guess there's the mental aspect of the fear of physics. Maybe it's equal, but I'm just saying like that
just
is
as bad
thing.
as each other.
Yeah,
I mean, like, it can be worse. It can be, but do you know what I mean?
That's the thing that's kind of completely ignored, and I think there is more of a norm for women hitting men as well. Like I do, like I've been hit more. Nah, not actually, not really, but like I've been hit by girls before, and it's seen as a normal thing, kind of thing. Like they see it as acceptable.
Seriously?
Yeah. I'm sure most guys would say they've been slapped or kicked or something by a girl they've dated, or even not even a girl they've dated. Like there is this thing of like it's more acceptable. I get that women are physically.
Okay, it is more acceptable, but only on the basis of like safety. Do you know what I mean? Like health,
women
rather
are
than like
weaker.
like it's not like it's more acceptable on a social, like it shouldn't be, at least. I'm sure that there are communities and stuff that do accept it more so. But what I'm saying is that like for me, if a male friend told me, "Oh, my girl's hitting me," and a female friend told me, "My man's hitting me," it's the same response that you're gonna get from me. Do you know what I mean? Like it doesn't really, the level of that doesn't really change. It's not like I'm gonna ask the man more questions like, "Oh, but did she hit you with did she punch you or did she hit you?" Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no distinction to be made. Like someone's telling you that they're being physically hurt by their partner, like that's a problem to the same degree. Like but obviously I do understand like the idea of, you know, I would be probably more scared letting the girl go home that night than the man. Just in the sense of like, I don't expect the man, you know, who knows? You might be dating. I don't know. Like, do you know what I mean? But like, you know, that like, I do get that, but nah, it's the same shit. Like, you know,
it's
just don't fucking do it.
People.
You
like,
never.
It don't matter. Oh, this person's stronger than me, so it's more. No, you just shouldn't lay your hands on people. That's the. Don't matter who's. It's just wrong. That's it.
Okay, that's a good note. Shall we watch the videos?
Yeah.
Do you think Johnny Depp should have won?
It's a weird one because like, wait, can you swear on this? Yeah, because like they both fucked up. Obviously, she fucked up more, but I mean, in the court of law, it makes more sense for him to win. But like, just I guess in terms of morals, it's kind of like
that's not necessarily true. It's actually very hard for. It's Amber Heard's case to lose basically, because it's hard to prove that someone lied about you and then also did it in a malicious way. So, but the evidence was just so conclusive.
They were fucked up, so I guess neither person should have won. She just walks away from this like happily, but happily.
Johnny Depp case. Do you think Johnny Depp won?
Of course.
Do you feel like Amber Heard can't come back, like her reputation is finished now?
We didn't know her before that, so.
So you think it's her now?
I mean, there's gonna be simps in her DM, but as far as the real world, bro, we don't give a fuck about her. She's canceled.
Okay.
Are you happy that Johnny Depp won the case?
I don't think anyone won that case. I think Amber Heard and Johnny Depp are both awful people. Also, they're both normal people. You know, it's just like, you gotta live, like, they're living their lives and they're in this weird sphere of life where they do have that kind of extreme form of living, and like, I don't think any of us as normal people have anything to say about that. Like, it's their thing, and I do agree that, like, I believe in, like, you know, fuck Amber Heard because anti-masculinity, fuck Johnny Depp because anti-feminism. Like I don't know enough to like make any kind of a case about either of them. I just think both of them are like completely removed from the real world problems. they're completely like
Yeah.
neither of them get it. Like
Yeah, it's so true.
yeah.
So true.
I don't think as people that live in the world, like we don't have anything to learn from either of them. Like, what am I gonna take from like, you know, it's like some celebrity who's like doing her shit. Like, it doesn't matter to me. I care about like the big issues, and I'm a kind of I care about the big issues, but it's so important. I completely lost all of my like thread.
No,
But
no.
essentially,
Yeah.
essentially,
There's nothing to take away.
yeah, like it doesn't. I don't know. You know, if you're Kylie Jenner and you have like Stormy and whatever as your kids, like I think she genuinely has something to think about. Like, how do you raise your kid in this like scene of absolute like celebrityism and like, you know, I think you can get really lost in that whole world. And I think Johnny Depp, like, you know, he was friends with what's his name, like Hunter S. Thompson, who was an interesting person, who was interested in like, you know, he did LSD all the time, and he was like writing stories about those people's lives. And I think these people are like the least interesting people in that whole story. Like, I don't know. I'm so over Johnny Depp and Amber Heard.
Yeah, fair. No, I hear that.
Where are you coming from? Where are you coming from?
I really don't know much about the case at all.
Do you feel Johnny Depp won?
I mean, personally, yeah, I think he did. Yeah.
My man got 15 mil, fam. Like, of course he won. What the fuck?
I think he got.
I saw like 15 mil or something. That's what I saw on Twitter.
I mean, it's hard to say. Like, if he was going through that abuse, I mean, do you think it's worth 15 mil?
That's not abuse.
Yeah, I just find the whole case retarded. I mean, it's so real, bro. It's retarded. Like, it made no sense.
Actually, I thought that was all bullshit. I can't lie, but it was a good thing for men. You feel me? In a month where Kevin Samuels died, rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. You feel me? Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels.
I just want to quickly say, rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. Can we have a moment of silence for him? Thank you.
Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. You feel me? Like, it was a W for men. Like, we haven't really taken a lot of W's recently. We had to take that one. You feel me? Yeah, facts. 15 M's. Her whole career is like in the dirt. Well, not in the dirt, but like.
As if you're getting the 15 M's, bro.
Well, he is right though. He is a W for men. I don't like the whole team side thing of men beast women. I don't think we should keep that mentality. But
I like
yeah,
to hear you say that.
yeah. No, I think we both need to work together. But yeah, he is technically a W for men because yeah, like
and hold that.
It means we will actually ask questions and not just cancel people straight away. And
it also shows that you have a say. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can actually prove, like, you know, Johnny Depp executed what. I mean, to be fair, it's a bit. No, yeah, because if you're gonna prove it, it's gonna be against someone that's lying. Yeah. So, like, you know, don't think that people are just gonna so quickly. The world's views are changing now. Do you know what I mean? We've just seen a woman clearly lie. People are gonna have to start thinking differently. So
yeah, for sure. And to the man, I would advise you, if you're having arguments with a girl, or if you're gonna sleep with a girl, find some way to have some kind of evidence to support you. I know you shouldn't have to think in that way, but like there's been stories of guys' lives being completely ruined. So I don't want that to happen to any of you, man. So just protect yourself, innit? If there's an argument, bring out your phone. Like, stop recording it. I know it's petty.
Clearly it worked.
But
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like, if she then says, oh, you beat her up.
That's a bit personal to me. Never mind. I don't know say that, but okay, people close to me, like, they did exactly that. Like, they recorded, they started, like, just not trusting their partner and just started recording everything. They went to court. It helped. Yeah. It helped a lot. Like, because
that's the biggest evidence you have. Better than testimonies, because otherwise then it's like someone said that you said blah 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 blah, and then but you got this, you're like, that's what you need. So yeah. Like, she's gonna get work then.
I hope not. Cause like cancel culture. Look at how when Octavian got cancelled, my man blackballed completely off his label, everything. Like, I feel like cancel culture now, the repercussions is normally you get completely blackballed from the whole industry. So if it can happen to like an NBA young boy, to like all of these men because we're black, so why can't it happen to her? Why can't it happen with her and her career as well?
Like it'll be different because like it's a woman, and she's yeah.
So I don't want to hear that.
Nah,
Do you know what I mean? He's right. I get his point of like.
Nah, he deserved to get cancelled. I agree, but it's like she deserved the same level
of as him.
Yeah,
I got you. I got you. Okay. I thought. Okay, got you.
Because if that's how we treat people that do domestic boo-boos, then we need to.
Yeah, it's the same woman on.
Yeah, I think so. Probably. Yeah, like she's gonna be calm, bro. I can't lie. Like with me, if she was like a black woman, I guarantee it would be a different situation. Like she probably would have been completely cancelled. There's no way back. But she's a white woman. She has a bit of a reputation. She has good friends in good places. She's calm, bro. But like she shouldn't. She shouldn't.
Race and stuff does play a big part. So.
But to be fair, I don't think she did anything that bad though. Like when I actually like read the case, I thought the case was more publicity stunt than anything. Yeah, but come on, man. Like, how many niggas are throwing bottles at her? And do you get me? Like, come on.
I mean, think of it like
not that I endorse that kind of behavior, but like,
a male, like him, like I mean, even as a male, it's like, you know, guys are born with like a God-given thing, like they know their place in this world. So like for a female to even try to like, you know, attempt that or actually succeed in that, it's just a bit weird. You get it? Like it's just.
I feel like Johnny Depp should have been able to.
Bro, yeah. I mean, he did. Bro, if he was getting abused that badly, but she was. Still able to go to court, and he was able to take it to court like it was like a family dispute, a little family dispute basically. Then what's the problem? You feel me? Like, this is not a big thing. Like, bro, in other families, yeah, people are killing their sisters. People are like doing crazy shit to their family. Bro, this is like, yo, you abused me. Like, it's a joke, bro.
It's because it's Johnny Depp, not
Johnny
Smith. Like,
you know what I'm
not
saying?
some
Just because he's
random
not no John Doe. Like,
this shit happens all the time, fam. If you probably look in the last like 2 weeks, domestic violence cases in the UK, you'd probably find some like at least like 20 similar cases, fam. So like the fact that we're even just speaking about it is because it's Johnny Depp, and like, I feel like it's quite a watered down version of like. I feel like they were trying to represent domestic violence, but on a wider scale. That's all.
Like I promise you, it's around 2,000, maybe even more than that. Like, do you know what I mean? It's not gonna be 20. It's gonna be big numbers.
Yeah.
But the point
and that's
is
only
that
the ones we know of because
yeah,
I'm
do you know
sure,
what I mean?
Like you know, people don't report it basically.
Yeah.
Trying to do like it was meant to be like a representation of like what goes on in like in the real world, like what's going on right now. But I thought it was just like a watered down version of it, and like just the dynamic of like having a white woman and a powerful white man. I don't think you can ever prove any point. Like you can't really show any like discrimination. You can't really.
I think it was like as you said, like
in my opinion, there's never really gonna be a victim in like a high profile white.
Can you pause? Like, can we please draw the comparison between these two men and, well, specifically Hardy and that white guy that was chatting before? How they're saying the exact same thing. Basically, they've both said now that like these people being in like this, you know, this level of society that is so like almost unattainable and isn't really like comparable to the rest of the world. Like, this is a publicity stunt. Like, this is nothing that really we can take anything away from because like these guys are living in a different planet. Like the fact that they are actually able to have this conversation and it be televised and everyone be talking about it, like it is such a big privilege. Like this, as it's been said, like this happens all the time.
Yeah, I think that was Johnny Depp's doing though, because it sounds like Amber Heard's legal team were pushing for it not to be televised. But I think because Johnny Depp was trying to clear his name,
that's
he
a
pushed for it
big W for him. Well,
do you get what I mean? It's smart in that way for him to televise it.
It's smart in the sense to get your career back, but it's also like this is why it's going to make an impact on society. Do you know what I mean? Because we've been able to be a part of it. Yeah. So, nah. good on you, man. I mean, I don't know if it was for personal gain or whatever.
I think
your
it was
intention
completely personal, but I think there is a collateral good, but there is potentially a bad as well. Like, yeah, maybe some people might come out and then they're less likely to be believed. But again, I always say believe facts and evidence, not really men or women necessarily.
Yeah.
So also, like, let me give another advice. Like, God forbid anyone ever gets raped. Okay, God forbid, yeah. But if you get raped, the first thing you do is go straight to the police. Don't take a shower. Listen, don't take a shower.
It's true.
You're throwing away evidence. Go straight to the police. Yeah. I've given everyone advice today about dealing with
that is. I'm not gonna lie. Like I appreciate that would be very difficult though.
Yeah,
sometimes.
I understand.
So if you do really feel the need to take a shower, which is completely valid, of course, then like keep your underwear, keep all the clothes that you wore. Do not wash them. Like anything that you had on you on that day is like just do anything in your power, like that you can do to keep that. If you need evidence. If you need to tell someone so that they can action that for you, do you know what I mean? So you don't have to maybe physically like think about it and stuff, and they will do it for you. They'll take your clothes, they'll do all of that. But just please communicate to someone. Yeah. Just do as much as you can because it is very difficult to prove.
I know it's hard. It's hard for people to do that. But if like evidence, you like that's how, because otherwise that person, is more easier for them to get away with it and do it again. So you kind of protecting someone else as well, kind of thing, by doing that. But anyway, what do you mean?
Be careful about your words, man. Protecting.
Yeah, because that person now we could catch him in it before he can do that again to someone else.
Yeah, but they're not protecting him. They've just
protecting someone else from him.
Oh, got you.
Maybe I didn't word that right, but yeah.
Man and a high profile white woman, like there's never a victim in that. So like in this case, I feel like if anything, it kind of gave her publicity as well. Like a lot more people know who she is now than they did before.
Talking facts though.
He's talking facts
because social media technically was like on Johnny Depp's side that he's the victim, but the mainstream media, the way they're playing it is that no, there's not really a victim. Some of them are even playing it like, oh, this is bad for women and. No. Oh, Amber Heard's lawyer again was like, this is bad for all women. No, what Amber Heard did was bad for all women. Lying about shit like that affects everyone, especially women. So you should be pissed at Amber Heard. Don't be coming out. And I saw articles trying to say how this is bad for black women. I'm like, huh? Where did we get into this? Where did what? Don't use us as your pawns to make an argument to protect a white woman who lied. That is, do you know what I mean? Shit like that pissed me off. We are not pawns. Being black is not a pawn to help white people. Let me repeat that. Being black is not a pawn, isn't something you could use or maneuver or use in an argument to protect white people.
What was the basis of that? Like how?
It was something about like how if the courts can't believe a white woman, then how would they? Do you know what I mean?
So like in this case, like I know that for a fact.
No, right now she's infamous, bro. You feel me?
And like she's gonna have her own like. I bet I could guarantee. I ain't even got to go on Twitter right now. I bet she has like fan pages. She's probably got like a whole list of like feminist like people that are like in her corner. So come on, like she'll be calm, bro.
That's
wow. I think that was so. Wow.
Yeah.
I just feel like that was great. Like, I think I'm just really happy with like the collection of like opinions we got. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just think that was like,
I still wish we had more women, but I don't know what's up with y'all.
We're doing an episode about this, because
it's actually a problem.
It is a big problem.
We go out there, and we look for women. We want to hear their voices, and they're so. Oh no, I don't think I'm so. Oh no, I don't want to be like. But then we're just walking with a camera, and the men will come to us. Why? Like, please.
Okay, let me hopefully phrase that a bit better than Toby going. I don't want to.
I don't want to do it because I don't know.
Toby just doesn't want people to like him on the internet.
I don't care. Fuck all of y'all. Cancel me. What are you gonna? Catch me outside? I don't give a fuck. Fuck y'all.
It's that for some reason, majority of women, when we ask them, like, look, this is what we're doing, we're just asking some questions. And with this one, like, you know, we went out asking a very limited amount of questions. Like, it wasn't like last time we were trying to ask people 12 questions in one go, you know, have a whole essay with them. This was very succinct, easy. And we just be like, would you? And their responses 8 out of 10 times was, I just wouldn't know what to say. I don't know if I really have an opinion on that, or basically along the lines of, like, I don't feel like my voice is valid. That's what I'm hearing when women say that. And it's so worrying. Like, it's really concerned me, because I think I'm an outlier. Like, if I was approached in that sense, like, I'm not camera shy. I'm not, like, I am willing to have these kind of conversations. And I think I have enough, and I think I have an opinion that's very valid, and people should listen to me. Yeah. But it was so weird seeing this kind of response from us, especially, like, you know, we thought, or maybe Toby shouldn't ask the women because maybe they see it as an ulterior motive. How about I ask the women? Still, there's no difference. Like, maybe I could sway them, like, after a while or something, but like, nah, it was so difficult. Like, yeah, man, women, we need your voices. We need to hear what you have to say. Seriously, like, it's important. How can you try and fight this fight of, like, you know, we need equality and da-da, if we're not acting equal? Do you know what I mean? Like, in the sense of, like, our confidence and da-da, we need to show them that we're, like, oh, well, we don't need to, but it will help a lot if we show them what level we're at. Do you know what I mean? Women have very great minds. We have very great opinions. We can accelerate businesses. We can accelerate societies. Like, that comes through expression, through voice. Learn how to speak. Learn how to say your opinion. That's my piece on that.
Nah, I completely agree with everything you said. Okay, so
do we have, like, closing statements for this? What do we think?
Yeah, I just feel the whole case was, I think there was takeaway from it, like, when it comes to, like, how society views situations like this, and that there should be more of a justice system, less of a, you know, straight to conclusion system. But yeah, I think the verdict was fair, and yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the verdict was fair. I think that I'm so happy that this case happened, really. One, for entertainment, because I can't wait to watch it all.
It is fun.
And two, because I think, like, that, as, like, yeah, Toby and I have, like, spoken about this in the past and stuff, like, off camera and stuff. But, like, a big takeaway from this is that, like, I'm so happy that there is a display of a man going through abuse. To what degree, we don't really understand, even though we just watched a whole case about it. But you know, and he has been proved right. Like, you know, and it's not that this narrative of believe all women and stuff like that. Like, no, we are all individuals. We're all accountable for what we do as an individual, not because of society telling us that, because we are part of this. This is how we are. This is how we act. This is our stereotypes. Like, it's destroying narratives, and yeah, I am happy that it's happened. But it's interesting. I say that, but then I also agree with these guys saying, like, what's the takeaway from it, because they live in a completely different, like, world. But we as a society can take certain lessons from it and translate it into our narrative. Do you know what I mean? Whereas they are living in the clouds. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what they're on.
That's true.
But yeah, to spend that much money on a case, that, what have you done now? But anyway, I guess they got payback back, and or not Amber, she's 8k in debt or something, like 8 mil in debt. But
I feel like she should have paid more, but
yeah,
or prison time if you're. But anyway,
really, yeah, like, I mean, I don't know, ruining someone's career like that's a big thing.
That is a big thing.
If that was me, I'd want you to do some time.
And then being technically found guilty of, kind of, like, obviously there is a direct verdict of her being guilty of domestic abuse, but technically they've found that she was the domestic abuser. So
I think they found that it was both of them, no? Or they didn't really find an example of Johnny?
I think in that case, necessarily no. But in the UK case, there is one that, in my opinion, was merited that he. So, yeah. But, yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for watching another episode of High Talks. Let me know what you think about my afro. And
I'm loving it. I'm saying that he should keep the fro.
Yeah, I'll see
Get
how
it,
I feel.
you know, proper. Whew. Yeah.
Like, put in the comments what you guys think about this whole case. Oh yeah, shit, the surveys. We have to quickly run through that.
Oh.
Sorry about that. We'll do it quickly.
Or should we do all of it at the end of the next?
What the
The
next?
second part. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Or do you want to do these ones now?
Yeah, we'll
Let's
quickly
do it
run
these ones
through it.
now.
So do you feel that Johnny Depp should have won the case? Was the question. We kind of anyway. Not, and like 93% of people said yes. So it seems most people believe that he should have won, and 7% of people said no. Shall I say the sample size? Is that?
Yeah.
That was a sample size of 27 people. So yeah, it seems like most people believe he should have won, and then there was some comments. Gonna say so. Someone said, "I like to keep people anonymous." The diehard feminists, who are gonna say that he shouldn't have won because now bitches are going to be afraid of speaking out, are still a minority, and it's a good thing.
I don't understand. The diehard feminists who are gonna say that he shouldn't have won because now bitches are are going to be afraid to speak up. Are still a minority, and it's a good thing. Nah, I really don't get it. Tell me.
So
explain.
I think he's trying to say that that the feminists who are gonna back Amber Heard because her losing is bad for all women apparently, are a minority. So it's a good thing that they're a minority. I think,
It's a good thing that they're a minority.
Yeah,
got you. I thought.
But he's saying there's still people out there. Someone else said, she was just lying the whole time. It was better than any comedy film I've ever seen. She should have said it. Oh, so this person was saying that their friend or family member watched it and they said it was funny to watch, and that Amber Heard was just entertaining to watch, and her lawyers are all madness. And then someone said, I mean, he won, but did he really win? She ruined man's life. What's annoying is that he lost his case here in the UK, but won his defamation case in the US. It's saddening because she tried to paint him in such a bad light, and even going as far as talking about how he was always around enablers, pretending that she wasn't one of those people. It's sickening. I'm glad he got his 10 mil and additional money. However, that isn't a win when she ruined his life and career. I'm kind of glad she tucked herself in. She what? She tucked herself.
Fucked herself.
She fucked herself in the process. But to me, all that money is nothing compared to what he has to go through now that it's all done. Disney should come forward and apologize as well. Disney should come forward and apologize as well, because that was one of his greatest performances, in my opinion. So it's kind of thinks he was acting a bit in the court, but he did good.
Wait, no, I don't think that's what she's saying. I think she's saying because isn't the Pirates of the Caribbean by Disney?
Yeah.
Yes, she's not saying that his like Disney should come forward and apologize as well, because that was one of his greatest performances, in my opinion. Not the court was his great performance. Is Captain Jack Sparrow.
Oh, maybe that's what she means.
I think it's done by Disney.
Yeah, no, it was Disney. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe, that's what she's been talking.
Okay, maybe.
Because Amber Heard is the great actress, not
Amber Heard's acting was. Take notes, guys. On how not to act. Yeah, word. I know all of them kangaroo courts back home. Something needs to be done about that as well. Sick and tired of those who call okay, this is kind of more about Africa than anything. Should I continue reading it?
Read it all, man.
Okay. Back home, something needs to be done about that as well.
Read this bit.
Sick and tired of those who call African.
These so-called African visionaries.
Yeah. I know it's all relative, but the real oppression is back home. That's why I didn't take notice as much here, because it's mainly out of entertainment and entitlement and victimhood in
Eritrea.
And Eritrea, if you don't know someone higher up, even if you aren't in the wrong, then it usually doesn't end up well for you. That's a topic of yours for another day. Oh, okay, maybe.
But she's right though, or he's right though, because what we're saying about like, you know, these guys up here, they're not attainable, their lives don't correlate to us. It's the same shit.
Yeah,
like,
and I think in those
very right.
countries they do have that problem of like a woman comes forward, there's evidence, the so what?
So what?
So
nah,
what?
this shit doesn't exist. And no.
Yeah, there's no court case. Amber
There's
Heard
nothing.
goes. So no one believes her. It's just, and I think he's right. In them countries, you know,
If you think domestic abuse is one thing, talk about FGM, yeah, like
female genital mutilation.
These things
Oh,
run rife in these
when I
countries,
start
yeah.
looking into
Ethiopia,
that.
like where I'm from, like that you will be taken to a hut when you're however years old, and you know you don't know what's happening, and it just
With
like it's not.
dirty scissors or knife, you get infected, you can't feel anything down. It is horrible, and
It's awful. So
horrible.
I get where they're coming from. Do you know what I mean? There are bigger issues. That's basically the point.
Yeah.
It's a very good issue though.
I know this is about court's favorite, and that's
Cool.
it. Yeah. So that's what you guys had to say. Thank you for everyone that got involved in the video, in the surveys. We're gonna do more. I'm trying to move these into the High Talk Instagram, slowly. But yeah, like it's gonna be a big part of the video. So please get involved.
Yeah.
See you guys next time.
Have a good one. Like, comment, subscribe. We love you guys. Love High Talks, where we're on a higher level.